Okay, we are back with another video. Today is a different style of video. Normally we are doing days in the life and explaining my push sessions and stuff. But today we are doing a boring style of video, to be honest. So it's more of a sit down video. I'm just explaining how to do different things in the gym. Just for people who are now starting in the new year. Because I'm aware that a lot of people will be starting the gym due to New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. So I'm going to explain to you lot so you don't look like dibs in the gym. I think we're going to start with explaining how to generally gain muscle in the gym. And the simple way is track your lifts. Progressive overload is key and you should always track your lifts. So on your first ever session in the gym, push yourself to your absolute limits. To the point where you cannot feel your body afterwards. And then I want you to go home and I want you to track down all of your lifts. Let's say you do bench for 30 kilograms for 7 reps. I want you to write that down. 30 kilograms, 7 reps for 3 sets. And then you lot can go home and then write that down. And then let's say you do incline dumbbell press. You do 3 sets of that for 8 reps on 75 pounds. That's quite heavy for your first set. If you can do that, I'm impressed. But let's say you do that, go home, write it down. I personally have a little notebook. One second, let me just grab that for you. I have a workout log. So I go to the gym and I track my lifts in a little jotter like this. I got this off Amazon. I get that it isn't neat, but I can read it because it's me. I write all my lifts down in here. So let's say I'll look in here now. I did 4 reps of 100 kg for my first set. Well, after my warm-ups, of course. And then I did 92.5 for 4 reps for my second set. So now I'm doing, obviously, that on my form back then wasn't great. So I've studied my form and made sure I've sorted all of that out. But now I'm doing less than that due to fixing up my form. However, the reps are looking a lot cleaner. They're no longer getting the back off the bench and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, writing your lifts down, it's easier than you think. You just go home, write down what you've done today. And obviously, if you can't remember, take it to the gym with you. No one is going to look at you weird for carrying a jotter around in the gym. Trust me, I carry a jotter around myself. Well, I used to. I don't anymore because I've got an app on my phone that does it. It's just like a notes app. It's just as good as long as you're putting, let's say you do bench press, you just write bench press, 32 kg for 5 reps. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And then next week you will focus on going for, let's say you do 30 kg, 32.5 for 7 reps. If you can't do that, then go 32.5 for 6 reps. And then obviously I get that 7 is an odd number. Some people are like, oh, I don't like that. That's odd. Shush. Just shush. Deal with it. Otherwise, you're not going to make gains. I personally believe that progressive overload is the only way to gain muscle. But other studies, obviously, say otherwise. I track every lift, progressive overload. But yeah, the basic of progressive overload is just track your stuff. Do more the other week. More the week after, and that's how I build muscle and strength at the same time. Next, we're going to move on to a way to lose weight. Well, the way to lose weight. We're going to talk about a calorie deficit, which is where you're losing weight and you're eating less calories than you're burning. So let's say your maintenance calories is 1600 calories. You will go on to do exercises that also burn calories. So your maintenance calories 1600 and you burn, let's say 800, 2400. You will go 300 to 500 in between that area. So you've got 2400, you take away 500, you'll be on 1900. And that will make you lose weight over time. Now, don't expect weight loss to be overnight. It's not that easy. And I lost weight myself, so I know that. I have been in a heavy person's boots. It's not easy, and losing weight is definitely very hard, and I believe you should not overdo it. because I have been there and I just got fat but skinny. So I lost weight, but I looked ugly still. I would personally recommend burning between 300 and 400 calories. People say 300 and 500, but 300 and 400, it'll just make it a slower rate, but you'll gain a lot of muscle in the time that you are burning the calories. Okay, so next we are going on to talk about different styles of training. We're going to talk about supersets and whether you should do cardio before, after, during your workout. First off, we're going to talk about supersets. I believe supersets is one of the most intense ways of training because supersets make you burn a lot of calories and you're obviously lifting the same amount of weight in half the time. So with a superset, it's where you do 2 exercises back to back. But this is a very controversial opinion. Supersets you have to be careful with because you do not want to be supersetting an exercise that's on one end of the gym to the other end of the gym, because this could cause confusion for other people who are training in the gym. So let's say you're doing a superset on a cable that's here. You want to also do the other exercise on a cable that's there or a machine that's in the surrounding area, because otherwise people will be confused on whether you're still using it and it can cause a lot of disruption for yours and other people's workouts. A superset is where you do 2 exercises back to back. It's where you have no rest. I do a superset where I do shoulder press as well as cable face pulls, and I make sure that I do the cables that is closest to the dumbbells, and I typically tend to move the bench closer to the cables so people see that bench has been moved and that the cable is being used. I believe supersets should be done with caution because supersets can be very dangerous. People tend to lose form on their supersets. They'll go for, let's say you do 10 reps of cable face pulls and 10 reps of dumbbell press. They'll think they've got to do it as fast as possible. But no, everything in the gym is all about form. Never worry about numbers. It's always about form. If you are not getting your form correct, you will not gain muscle. If you are doing a dumbbell shoulder press, you're not going to want to be doing it like that. You're going to want to be making sure you're getting the full range of motion all the way down and back up, because otherwise it's just gonna pull the fast twitch fibers, which obviously I'm not going to go into stuff like that. I'm not very scientific, and you don't have very many fast twitch fibers anywhere in your body besides your calves, really. I know that your calves have a lot, but yeah, supersetting, I believe it's good to be fast. If you're in a workout, let's say you only have 45 minutes to do a workout, I believe you should do as many supersets as possible, because that way you are going to get the most for your money. Let's say you do it for 40 minutes and you've got to get 8 exercises in. Do 4 sets of 2 different exercises, so you superset 2 exercises 4 times, and it takes you 10 minutes per superset. It's a lot more intense, and it will also, get more for the amount of time that you will be there. I think it is also very optimal to do something called a drop set, which can be very, I have mixed opinions on this, because I've heard people tell me that drop sets are where you do 1 less rep in the set afterwards. I've also had people tell me that you do a drop set by doing a certain amount of weight and then instantly taking, let's say you do 80 kilograms, you instantly take 5 off to make it 70 and do the same amount of reps again with no rest. But I'm very unsure on that because I've been taught so many different ways to do a drop set. I know I shouldn't clear it up in a video if I'm unsure myself, but at least I've given you 2 options of which one you can take part in. Next, we're going to move on to cardio. I believe cardio should always be done after your gym, after your weight sessions, due to if you do cardio before, it builds up lactic acid and it makes it so you cannot do as much weight in the gym, making it a lot less efficient and overall just a lot slower for muscle gain. I have heard that is very true from multiple sources. There is a lot of people on YouTube that I follow up to that also agree if you're going to do cardio, you should do it afterwards. Doesn't mean it's 100% correct, because you can't believe very much on the internet this day. But yeah, I personally believe you should always do your cardio after your weight sessions, because I used to do it before my training sessions, and I overall just didn't see much development as I do now. Next, we're going to talk about different exercises for each muscle group. So I'm going to make this part very quick, so don't take up too much of your time. I believe for chest, you should be doing 3 exercises. I believe you should do flat bench, incline dumbbell press, and either a chest press or a Smith press of your choice. For shoulders, I believe you should do a dumbbell shoulder press, a lateral raise, a cable lateral raise, and a cable face pull. For your triceps, I believe you should do dips, cable push downs, and maybe an overhead extension. For your back, I believe there should be 4 different exercises. You should do rows, machine rows. Well, as in, you could do barbell rows, machine rows, and then you should do a lat pull down, whether that be a singular pull down or a JPG pull down. It doesn't really matter. And then sometimes I tend to do cable face pulls, but with a certain handle style that works it mainly for your back. I don't really know how to describe that really, but we'll also go on to biceps. I believe you should do incline curls, easy bar curls, and cable curls. They're my preferences. That does not mean they're the best. Again, that doesn't mean it's the best for anything. Personally, I believe the most optimal for chest growth is bench press, due to being able to easily progressively overload. I also believe that for your legs, you should train each muscle group differently. So with my legs, I don't squat. I never ever squat. So I believe you should train the quads as their own. So I do 2 quad exercises, 2 hamstring exercises, and I don't train my adductors because there is nothing in my gym that I can train with. However, instead of that, I do a Smith press, a hack squat, and a leg press. So that totals up to be 6 exercises, and I also go ahead and perform calf raises and seated calf raises for your calves, because that's a muscle group that people tend to neglect. But that is pretty much it. That's a summary for how to do the gym and everything to do with it. Actually, one last thing, supplements. I believe you should take pre-workout if you're above the age of 16. I believe you should take creatine if you can afford it, because creatine prices are up here right now. They're slowly going down, but who knows. Creatine, not essential. Pre-workout, not essential. Omega-3, not essential. All the other things, they're not essential, but they can be useful if you have the money. So let's say you have the money for pre-workout. I definitely recommend that being your priority if you have the money. And then I'd say creatine, and then if you're into the gym a lot, then anything else can be useful. Of course, there is whey protein, or whey isolate, or isolate protein, I don't know, or I forgot what it's called. Or this clear whey. That could be very good because it's literally liquid protein. Why wouldn't you choose to do that? But only if you have the money for it. Again, it's not essential, you know. You could just get a tray of chicken for the same price. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Sorry it's been a long while. I haven't had the motivation to do any videos, to be honest. I haven't had much to talk about, haven't been doing anything special in the gym. It's just been the same thing, so hence the new idea for the video. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.